This is News West 9 at 6.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. At this minute, the polls across West Texas are still open. There are two very big bonds on the ballot in Midland and Odessa.
Voting centers will remain open until 7 o'clock, so you have about an hour left. There are several voting locations across each city. And if you're still looking for the closest place to cast your ballot, you can find that list in the news links box on our website at newswest9.com. Now, voters in Midland are still lining up outside to make sure their voice is heard in elections that will determine the future of their city, with a $100 million bond on the ballot to repair key roads and overhaul underground infrastructure.
News West 9's Jolena Okazaki spent the last several hours at polling stations across Midland. Jolena, what are you hearing from voters?
That's right, Crystal and Trevor. Well, today's the big day. The future of the Midland roads, it all lies in the hands of the voters. So if you haven't voted yet, you've got 1 hour to vote and the clock is ticking. So just kind of giving you a little lowdown on this $100 million road bond. It's split up into two different parts. So that's what's going to be on the ballot. The first part is for roads, and that's Prop A. And the second part is for the utilities, and that's Prop B. Now, if you want this road bond to pass, you got to vote for both. And with that being said, I did talk to a lot of voters today. For the most part, a lot of people told me yes, that they were in favor of this road bond and they'd like to see it pass. Meanwhile, there are still a few others that said otherwise. Take a look.
I voted yes for the roads and for the underground utility because it's important to invest in our community and we need those improvements made.
I voted yes on both counts for Midland. We need to improve our roads. We need to take care of our utilities. It's a win for the whole community.
I think we need it for Midland. It's important for the community that if we don't have the infrastructure, we won't continue to grow.
I voted no for the road bond, simply because I don't feel like there's a lot of information out there, or if it was and it wasn't really made very kind of clear public or on a lot of public domain type things. I am for new roads and kind of updating what we've got, but at the same time, if taxes are going to be increased on property and with the water and the sewer, there's got to be a few more outlets, something bigger than maybe like a smaller meeting kind of with City Hall or however kind of that goes.
An hour to vote, so make sure you check out the list on our website at newswest9.com for those voting locations. I'm actually here at Centennial Library and they're starting to see a line form, but it's going by very quickly. Stay with us tonight on News West 9. We're going to keep you updated on those results. For now, reporting live in Midland, Jolena Okazaki, News West 9.
Over in Odessa, voters came out by the hundreds to vote on what would be actually the biggest overhaul for the Ector County School District in decades. Now, the proposed bond doubles the number of high schools in Odessa and hopes to make district-wide safety improvements for students.
News West 9's Eric Onyechafle spent the day in Odessa talking to voters there. Eric, what did the people you spoke to have to say about this school bond?
Good evening, Crystal and Trevor. When I talked to the district earlier, I got a sense of excitement that election day is here. They're looking forward to seeing what the community decides because there's a lot at stake.
Now it's time for our community to let us know what they're thinking.
Months of planning, researching, and meeting have come down to today.
It's the community's decision on whether or not this is the plan they like, and so we're going to see.
That plan the Ector County ISD proposed is in the form of an almost $300 million bond and an increased tax rate. If passed, the district will get right to work, starting with the TRE.
And it will go into effect this year in terms of salaries and positions and those sorts of things. So there will be a lot of work to be done between now and probably the first part of the new year.
Projects in the bond regarding new schools would soon follow.
The bond piece will then be looking towards, getting contractors and architects and all of those different things in place, and looking to sell bonds. And now those are things that will be done as fast as possible, but it's a little different timeline because you're looking down the road.
Now, if one or the other passes or none of them pass, then the district will go back to the drawing board.
We'll need to do a little market research. We'll need to talk to people in the community. We're going to be asking questions, and we're going to be accepting all opinions.
The immediate future of the district hangs on this vote. That future will get a little clearer after the votes are tallied.
The one thing that is consistent through all of this is that we are seeing student growth. And so we have to have a plan for the future, whether it's this one that we've got on the ballot today, or whether voters tell us, no, we want something else.
So I'm actually standing outside district offices right now. There's a school board meeting going on tonight, and Mike Atkins tells me that they are expected to stay a little bit later, so numbers will start to trickle in. You can actually get those numbers on our app and our website at newswest9.com. Live in Odessa, Eric Onyechefele, News West 9.
And as you heard, to make sure you get tonight's election results, make sure to download the News West 9 app. All you need to do is search for it in the App Store on your smartphone. We'll send you the results as soon as they're counted. Well, if you are headed out the door to go stand in line at a polling place, you'll need a jacket.
Yeah, and you probably need to keep it in your car and add another one. We're expecting a major cold front and possible showers. Rachel, just how